Hello everyone, my name is Pin Hsun Ciou. Today in this video, I'm going to present you my topic. My topic is Science and Ethics of Genetic Engineering. First, I want to ask a question. Are you afraid to eat genetically modified foods? I think a lot of people have already heard about the negative effect or other negative information about genetically modified foods. Some say that GM foods is unhealthy or even harmful to humans. But is that really true? GM food is one of the applications of genetic engineering in our daily life. So today, I want to tell you more about how genetic engineering can affect human and the earth. So what exactly is genetic engineering? Genetic engineering is the artificial manipulation, modification, and recombination of DNA or other nucleic acid molecules in order to modify an organism or population of organisms. Genetic engineering has been developed for several years. In 1972, scientist Paul Berg used restriction enzymes and DNA ligases to create the first recombinant DNA molecules. He combined DNA from the monkey virus SV40 with that of the lambda virus. This is the first time that humans successfully applying genetic engineering in real life. Genetic engineering has been applying into many different areas. For example, I have talked about the GM food. It is also an application of genetic engineering in agriculture. Another example of application of genetic engineering is Dolly the sheep. Dolly the sheep is a sheep that is human-made. Its DNA is originally copied from another sheep, so you can say that scientists have copied the sheep. Dolly the sheep experiment is a huge step of development of genetic engineering, but it also caused many problems and issues. So, genetic engineering is it good or bad? As the technology of genetic engineering increases, many new problems appear. One of the most severe is the ethics of genetic engineering. Genetic engineering has the ability to change living lives, genes, and make them grow differently from original species. Some scientists are afraid that people may start to study the possibility of applying genetic engineering to human beings and other creatures. It becomes a discussion on whether genetic engineering is ethical or not. It may cause human, social, and environmental impacts. In the past few years, the application of genetic engineering to humans has become a serious discussion. Based on moral justice, many people think that it is inappropriate to apply genetic engineering to human beings. They believe that changing human genes and cells by technology is against nature. They think that our body and cells are built by nature, so if we arbitrarily change our genes, then it will cause a disaster since we break the law of nature. Also, many people consider that the application of genetic engineering to humans may cause the formation of viruses in the human body and lead to human death. Since humans have limited clues about the location of functional genes, which they might replace other essential genes instead of mutant genes. Therefore, this may lead to another health condition or disease in human body. Besides, if functional genes replace those defective genes, then the genetic diversity will be reduced, and it will let humans have very similar genomes. Then the entire population will be susceptible to viruses or any form of the disease, and their offspring will have a higher risk to get cancer, just like the result of inbreeding. Genetic engineering may also produce unknown side effects or results and cause the organism toxicity to humans or other creatures. And there is another question. If you can, would you choose the genes that is dominant example like tall, clever, or other genes that you like for your child? I mean, who wouldn't? I always blame my dad and my mom for not giving me the genes that make me tall. Nah, I'm just joking. But if this technology come true, I think a lot of people would want to choose genes for their children. This technology has also been discussed by experts, which they claim that it will have some impact on society. Some scientists started to say that if genetic engineering is applied to babies who have not yet been born, parents can control and select the genes of their children. This behavior makes many people think that this is to let human beings play God. Michael J. Sandel, the author of The Case Against Perfection, Ethics in the Age of Genetic Engineering, mentions his reason for opposing the control of infant genes in this book. He believes that the morality of a human society is composed of three key factors: humanity, responsibility, and unity. He gives a theory that if humans are allowed to choose the genes for their offspring, then this will lead to the disappearance of talent because genes are all human-made. And the disappearance of talents will make people no longer feel proud of their genes because they know that their genes are all human-made, not natural. And due to lack of competition, their pride will be replaced by arrogance. Another one is responsibility. The author thinks that genetic engineering on human beings will let human beings have more responsibility in human society. You might have to be responsible for your children's traits. Like if your children love to play basketball, but you didn't choose the genes that make him tall when he was born, then you might have some responsibility for this. And this is only his habit. And the last one is unity. Why rich people need to take more responsibility in society and government need to take care of those poor people or homeless. This is related to the fact that we cannot choose our own genes. The one that is smart, tall, and handsome will have a higher chance to live in a better life. And having all these good genes is because you are lucky, not because you are hardworking. So you have the responsibility to share the risk with the one that is not lucky and have lack of talent. And also share what you get. But if you are unwilling to share, then you will be considered as an arrogant person. For example, if you have applied genetic engineering on your body, and you have a 90% chance of not getting a cancer, will you still buy the health insurance to share the risk that with other people that does not apply genetic engineering on their body so that they have a higher risk to get cancer? So you can see, there's a strong connection between talent and the unity of human society. When we try to use genetic engineering to change human genes, the unity of human society may be collapsed. Although the positive impact of genetic engineering on the environment may be enormous, there are still many questions to be answered in this area. New organisms generated by genetic engineering may cause ecological problems. It is hard to predict the changes that genetically engineered species will cause to the environment. The release of new genetically engineered species may also cause regional ecological imbalances caused by other exotic species. Genetic engineering creates more accident or unknown outcomes, which cause multiple problems to the environment. For an example, incidents that occur when changing the genes of viruses or bacteria can lead to more harmful virus type. And such viruses can cause severe epidemic when released. This accident can be fatal and cause serious problems for human genetic engineering, from minor medical problems to death. The development of genetic engineering will influence many aspects, There are human, social, and environmental impacts of genetic engineering, each of them related to others. Changing one creature's gene can influence other creatures or species, since we are all living in the same ecosystem. If genetic engineering harms one of the species, then it will impact all other species. In the future, the goal of genetic engineering is to find a safer and cleaner way to change species genes that are beneficial to the Earth and human beings. It is not an easy task, but being one of the global citizens, it is important to find a way to achieve this goal. And I have wrapped up my presentation. Thank you for listening.